Charlie Munger, the illustrious billionaire investor and vice chairman of Berkshire Hathaway, once asserted that amassing the first $100,000 is the most arduous financial milestone. He's not alone in this conviction. Countless individuals who've expanded their wealth echo this sentiment, and a similar adage often circulates regarding the pursuit of the first $1 million. But why does wealth seem to accelerate after reaching that initial threshold? Once you attain the $100,000 mark, the subsequent hundreds of thousands tend to accumulate with increasing speed. Before you know it, you're looking at $200,000, then $300,000, and soon enough, $400,000. Hitting the $1 million milestone, the second million, appears just around the corner, arriving in a fraction of the time it took to earn the first. This progression offers reassurance to those who feel their wealth is burgeoning more slowly than they'd prefer. Yet, what precisely makes the journey easier as you advance? Let's unravel why reaching that initial $100,000 consumes a disproportionately long period and discuss strategies to expedite this process so you can attain wealth years ahead of schedule. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Accountant Explains, dedicated to educating people about money, personal finance, and investing. If you're keen on enhancing your financial future, consider subscribing to the channel and giving this video a thumbs up if you find it beneficial. One significant obstacle many encounter is simply beginning the investment journey. Investing can often seem like a low priority, perpetually postponed to the proverbial back burner. Before long, you might find yourself perplexed, scratching your head over how you'll manage to retire. How many people do you know who say they'd start investing if only they had more money? They promise themselves that once they earn more, they'll begin. However, proclaiming you'll invest when you have extra cash is akin to saying you'll add wood to a fire only after it starts producing heat. You don't invest because you have an excess of money. You invest because you aspire to have more. Risk aversion is another common justification. Many of us know a coworker or friend who reasons that investing is too risky, so they avoid it entirely. As with many endeavors in life, taking that first step is the most challenging. When the finish line seems distant, it's easy to defer action to some indefinite point in the future. Achieving the first $100,000 requires you to shoulder the heavy lifting. The majority of the funds need to be personally contributed by you. However, once your portfolio reaches a substantial amount, compound interest begins to work its wonders. Even if the percentage returns don't necessarily increase, the returns in absolute dollar amounts become significantly larger. In essence, overcoming the initial inertia is crucial. By starting early and remaining consistent, you can harness the power of compound interest to accelerate your wealth accumulation, making the journey to financial prosperity smoother and more swift. Consider this scenario. You invest $5,000, and over the course of a year, it earns a 10% return. That's a mere $500, barely enough to make a noticeable difference. Earning an extra $500 could be as simple as picking up a few additional shifts or a side gig, making it seem almost inconsequential when viewed in that light. Now imagine scaling up. When a $100,000 investment yields a 10% return, you're looking at a substantial $10,000. That's a commendable step toward replacing your annual salary. Push it further. With a $1 million investment, a 10% annual return translates to a staggering $100,000. That's not just a number. It's a life-changing sum that eclipses the yearly earnings of many individuals. Witnessing such monumental growth isn't just satisfying, it's electrifying. People often note that once their portfolio swells beyond the $100,000 mark, the progress of their investments becomes tangibly noticeable. It's like a snowball gaining momentum down a mountainside. The rate of growth doesn't just increase, it accelerates exponentially. As your portfolio burgeons, the satisfaction derived from its expansion amplifies, fueling your enthusiasm and potentially speeding up the entire wealth-building process. In essence, you'll find yourself increasingly motivated to seek out methods to expedite your portfolio's growth because the rewards are no longer abstract. They're substantial and impactful. Perhaps you'll explore avenues to augment your income, enabling you to funnel more resources into your investments. Maybe you'll delve into strategies to achieve better returns, thereby accelerating growth even further. Take everyday decisions, for instance. Instead of impulsively spending $100 on a dinner that vanishes in a couple of hours, you'll start to think twice. The realization of compound interest's formidable power prompts a more deliberate consideration of your expenditures. You'll grasp how that $100, if invested, could consistently reward you, yielding $10 in the first year, $11 the next, $12 the following one, and so on. making it increasingly challenging to part with. Sure, $100 might not seem monumental in isolation, but cultivating the habit of regularly saving such amounts across different facets of your life can accumulate astonishingly over time. As your wealth expands, so do your horizons, and this newfound freedom becomes progressively evident. With $100,000 tucked away, a plethora of opportunities unfold that remain inaccessible to someone living paycheck to paycheck. Suppose a chance arises to take on a new job, one with the potential for a higher income or greater advancement, but lacks the security of a steady paycheck. Your savings provide the safety net to embrace that risk. You have the financial flexibility to pursue paths that could catapult your wealth to new heights. In the grand tapestry of financial growth, the initial stages require perseverance and substantial personal contribution. Yet as your assets accumulate, the magic of compound interest and strategic investing transforms your financial journey from a slow climb into a rapid ascent. The key lies in starting early, staying consistent, and continually seeking ways to enhance both your contributions and returns. Ultimately, reaching that first $100,000 isn't just a numeric milestone. It's a pivotal turning point that unlocks new possibilities and accelerates your journey toward financial independence. The road may be long and occasionally arduous, but with each step forward you gain momentum, confidence, and the exhilarating prospect of a wealthier future. Imagine you're earning a steady $50,000 per year when an enticing opportunity presents itself, a chance to double your income or more. The catch? It's entirely commission-based. If you're reliant on that consistent paycheck, leaping into such uncertainty might not be practical. The safety net simply isn't there. Perhaps you've always dreamed of starting your own business but lacked the capital or financial fallback to make it a reality. This venture could potentially earn you millions, but without the means to embark on it, the opportunity slips away, a lost chance at transformative success. Maybe an incredible prospect emerges in the real estate market. You have the option to purchase a property far below its market value, but the risk involved is substantial. With ample savings, this gamble might be one worth taking. Without them, it's an avenue closed off to you. While cashing out your investments isn't always the ideal move, the crucial point is that having substantial funds gives you options when a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity knocks. Those with minimal savings find their choices severely limited, unable to act when golden chances arise. Expanding on the theme of seizing more opportunities, greater wealth allows you to embrace higher risks in your investments. If you spot potential in a particular stock, it's easier to speculate when you have extra funds. Should the investment falter, it won't devastate you financially. You'll still have other assets to fall back on. Imagine a friend approaches you with a chance to invest in a groundbreaking business venture. With sufficient resources, you can participate without the fear of going broke if things don't pan out. This financial flexibility empowers you to explore ventures that could yield significant returns. In essence, accumulating wealth doesn't just pad your bank account, it exponentially broadens your horizons. You begin to look for ways to grow your portfolio more swiftly because the rewards are no longer abstract, they're substantial and within reach. Instead of hesitating, you might actively seek methods to increase your income, funneling more into investments. You might delve into strategies for achieving better returns, accelerating your financial growth even further. Everyday decisions take on new weight. Splurging $100 on a fleeting dinner might give you pause when you recognize how that same $100 could grow exponentially if invested. Understanding the formidable power of compound interest prompts more deliberate consideration of your expenditures. It's not about depriving yourself, but about recognizing and harnessing the potential each dollar holds. As your wealth accumulates, so do your options. Opportunities that once seemed out of reach become attainable. You're no longer confined by immediate financial constraints, but can think long-term, strategically positioning yourself to capitalize on prospects that align with your goals. Ultimately, the journey to financial independence is paved with these pivotal choices. Each investment, each saved dollar compounds over time, not just in monetary value, but in the freedom and flexibility it affords you. The first $100,000 is more than just a milestone. It's the foundation upon which greater wealth is built, unlocking doors to opportunities that can profoundly shape your financial future. An individual with minimal savings simply doesn't possess the option to invest in ventures like these. If you're still striving toward that elusive $100,000 milestone, take heart. There are ways to expedite the process. Since the bulk of these funds will be money you've personally contributed, it's imperative to focus on increasing the amount you're saving. This strategy will serve as the most effective means to accelerate your progress. To consistently save more money, you need to bolster your income. This could involve taking on another job during weekends or a few nights per week, channeling that extra cash directly into your savings. Alternatively, consider launching a side business that could generate additional revenue. Exercise caution when spending on non-essential items. Do you truly want to drop $100 on dining out? Or would you rather reserve such indulgences for special occasions and save more money instead? Remember, scrutinizing your spending to this degree is only temporary, until you reach your goal, after which you can afford to ease up a bit. Steer clear of hefty car payments for vehicles that are simply unnecessary. These expenses are common pitfalls that prevent people from reaching $100,000, let alone $1 million. Once you become familiar with the discipline of saving and investing, continuing on this path becomes second nature. By the time you've accumulated a substantial sum, you'll be accustomed to finding ways to earn extra money and funneling it into savings. You'll also be more deliberate with your purchases, pondering whether they're truly necessary or if investing the money would be more rewarding. Furthermore, you'll grow comfortable with embracing risk in your investment journey, navigating through different market cycles, and perhaps even learning how to capitalize on them fully. Once you reach the $100,000 mark, according to Charlie Munger, you can afford to ease off the accelerator slightly. Although the first million is the next milestone, it becomes more attainable as the majority of your wealth will likely accumulate through compound interest rather than solely from your personal earnings. So the next time you're stressed about the challenges of increasing your net worth, take solace in knowing that it becomes easier, more enjoyable, and more rewarding as time marches on.